So I'm just planting a couple more sweet potatoes out here in the Wetlands Z1. I put one near the fence line over there. Again, there are probably a lot of areas, if they do well, that we're not going to be able to easily harvest under, but that doesn't mean we can't get slips and root them and put all over, you know, as a ground cover, and put where we want in case we want to harvest them to eat. Look at this huge beetle. What a beautiful animal. Has those false eyes there. Awesome. I think we're going to take one of the Flatwoods plums and put into Wetlands Z1 today. So we've been meaning to do this for a couple weeks or more. I just got to make sure I've got a nice site that I can dig out and that it's going to be soft enough for me to dig. And I might have to add a little compost or amend the soil slightly, but that's okay. I took one of these monster garnet sweet potatoes, probably 2 pounds a piece, and I just got a big chunk on it, and there's like some budding or something there. So once that callus is over, I'll probably just try to root it in water too and see if it'll create some slips. I've never had a garnet, so I bought enough to actually have a meal or two with to see how good they are. So we dig a hole and we'll put it right there. All right, so we've got her planted, we've got her watered in, got a little tag there. Just gonna kind of push it in a little better, and I'll leave the pan here and this bucket over here just to mark the area until I can mark it better, so we don't, if we ever do a cleanup here, we don't just stomp on it or run over it for lawnmower or something. She's probably about 2.5 foot. I doubt 3 foot, maybe 3, but probably a little less. So it's probably going to be about 200 to 400 foot away from wherever I plant the other one. So it may not get pollinated easily for a while until they get to be like 10, 15 foot or more. Hopefully we'll have some other native plums, plus the plum cot and stuff. And yeah, so we got 2 flatwood plums, or hog plums. We have some of the plum cot, and we have the Scarlet Beauty, which we haven't planted yet. It's still in the pot, possibly in June when the rainy season comes. And then we'll probably get some Chickasaw plums, and just over the next year or two get a couple other things. You know, who knows what we're going to get. Possibly another hog plum, you know, in that area if this one does well. I think they do maybe a little bit better in the wetter areas than the Chickasaw. And I hear they're hard to tell apart, but I have tried Chickasaws way in a wet zone and they did not make it. So we're gonna come up drier with these guys. This is a drier and a more sunny zone than where I tried that at. But yeah, we're gonna do like a much drier zone for the Chickasaw plums if we can find any for affordable price. One of the native nurseries, well, it's like 20 bucks for like a little, they call it 3 gallon, but it could be a 6-inch or a 2 foot or, you know, anywhere in between plant. And that's just outrageous. So I've got some turmeric in the bag. But we're going to put a couple out here. I'm going to put some in pots, but I think I'm going to put here with this really sandy area where I've planted. I got some sweet potatoes, malanga, maybe 1 or 2 other things. And just put in this kind of area where there's sandy. It's got a decent amount of sun. I may put one like over there where the tea plants are. It is kind of like super moist compost over there though, so it might rot. But I'll just throw one over there and see what happens. Got a little racer over here getting some sun. See if he goes away when I'm here. Look at there, fat too. Seen a little bit smaller one the other day. He knows, he's aware. We talk about like garter snakes and, you know, not killing cottonmouths or anything. Yeah, that guy's probably 3 foot. Very, very nice. They don't like being touched. They're really, really fast, and they will bite you if you touch them. Not very bad of a bite though. And there he goes. So we grabbed the taro bulbs. I don't have any more moringa or anything. That's more of a drier plant. We're going to bring it to another wetlands area, which is not zone 1. But we're not going to call this zone 2, 3, or 4 right now. We're going to just see what happens. So we're looking around kind of wettest area here. Squirrels up there, probably can't see them. And making sure there's no elephant ears, like the invasive natives, whatever you want to call them. They're not natives, but we just don't want to intermingle them where they grow. And I forgot my little shovel, so we're gonna see if we can hand dig a couple bulbs out here, just see how they do. Put a couple, one over here and one over there, and the roots are kind of so dense that I'm not sure if they can even sprout, the roots can get any growth or anything. But it'd be nice if I would have brought my shovel and could have dug around and loosened the soil up a little bit. But we'll see what happens. We might even forget about these guys, and a couple years from now say, oh, did I put that there? A couple little raised areas around here, most likely where armadillos and stuff dug, where the sand and all comes up here. So I'm going to put a few here. Still probably pretty moist. Got one there and one there, and if I look around, I don't see any elephant ears at all around here. The invasive ones. So that's a good thing. That way, when these come up, or if they come up, and if they survive long term, I can say that's definitely taro, edible taro. Not really part of the wetlands thing, but this is where the old last banana pup came up. And I pulled it, and it had a little white strip. It's kind of dried out now. It showed me it may have actually still be alive right there underneath there. I don't know. Kind of want to see if it'll sprout before I dig it up, but if not, it's probably just so far gone. Who knows? Or there was a asparagus in here a long time ago, and it came back for years. I don't know if it came back last year or not. Probably should examine it, open this up, and see if there's any crowns in there. Well, there it is, and to me it looks like it's dead. Surprised it lasted, but oh well. It'd be nice to have like a 4 or 5 year old plus crown to put in the wetlands. Another crown that shot out a little tiny green strap leaf. It's possibly got a little life left in it, so I'm going to put it in the wetlands area. I'm going to bury it good. I got one right here that's alive. It's been alive for a long time. It hasn't really produced any big crowns though, so I may end up moving it to one I planted over here years ago at the same time. I haven't really looked to see if it's still alive. It may surprise me one day and just have, some foliage. But so far I don't see it. It might have died somewhere in this area. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but it did come back for a few years. It's a little more shady than maybe it likes. The one in the full sun I just showed you seems to always come back. These things are expensive, these 1 or 2 year crowns. When you buy them, they're like $2 a piece when you buy them in a 4 or 5 pack, so not cheap at all. Hopefully the seeds we did will do okay. What happened with this crown, we planted it in a good place. We planted it in a raised bed, and we had a lot of organic material in the hugelkultur raised bed. As the soil like went down, as everything composted down, the roots came up. So I mean, it might have like a 1/3 or 20% left of life. Hopefully there's enough to give it another jump start when it gets in this really nice, like composty, rich soil. If not, I guess it's already dead anyway. All right, well, it's right there. Well, that was a fun little adventure today. We still have about 10 or so taro tubers, and we're gonna just randomly go out every few days or whatever and just see what we can, where we can put them and hope for the best. I just went ahead and put the rest, except these last two, in containers. So I might as well just plant these out here in this wetlands area here, zone 1. Where are we gonna put them? Somewhere around here. I think the dog's been digging there. That's not a good thing. Right, they've been planted there and there. We'll see how they do. And I guess that's where I'm gonna end this video here.